finally, I have resolved the technical difficulties. There weren't even really technical difficulties. FlutyBot seems to be having some slight trouble right now, but that frequently happens with her. So fingers crossed that it's an easy fix. But in the meantime, welcome to Thursday. I apologize if my brain is like scrambled eggs today. We will see if I can make it through an entire session of Hades or not. Just to warn folks, I have not gotten much sleep. I just took a nap like an hour or two before the stream, which is part of why my brain is scrambled eggs, but it's contributing to my brain being less scrambled eggs in the longer term, even if shorter term, again, those eggs are being scrambled. I don't know. Anyway, hello and welcome, and hopefully we will still do okay. So interestingly, I had somebody point out to me that I now have like a streak of defeating Hades. I guess I kind of took for granted that if you were able to defeat Hades like once or twice, you were probably supposed to be able to just go right on beating him. So that like I was like, this is just kind of like what happens when you hit this point in the game. Apparently, no, this is like the goal to get to. So shows what I know. You know, it's weird trying to make sense of Zagreus's outfit. Like the specific folds of the fabric are a bit confusing. Something I was trying to figure out when I was working on my Halloween costume for him. I'm still not entirely sure how it goes together or why it is the shape that it is. But maybe I just don't know enough about ancient Greek clothing. Shall we go ahead and dive on into the game, folks? I don't know that I have a long chat in me. Perhaps I am a haunted Lauren rather than the real Lauren. The real Lauren would never have this happen. 40 weeks? You mean 40 months, Chrono? That is a bigger number. That's a really big number. Man, I'm so used to games where you spin a camera around that I'm trying to spin the camera, even though this is isometric, right? Isometric is the name for what this camera situation is, right? I think. Oh man, okay, so Chrono, his brain is oatmeal. My brain is scrambled eggs. So we are like almost there to have like your average daily breakfast in the morning as our brain status. I don't know that this is a good thing, but it is. Hold on. I just realized that the reason why Tough Stuff sounds like she's trying to take off is a thing that I can control. So I have controlled that, and hopefully, she will stop sounding like she's going to take off. My apologies, though, if it does sound like the laptop is about to go to space. Hello, folks. Hello. All right. I will never not be impressed by the fact that most of the time I can remember this button. And this would be the...
It's no use.
This is the throwing button. This is the hitting button, and this is the special button. So one of these two is the summon God friend button that I forgot about in one of my recent Hades encounters, resulting in some seat of pants. No. Edge of seat. There's no pants. There's no pants specified. There could be pants involved. You generally don't eat brains for breakfast. I mean, there are cultures where eating brains is a more standard part of the diet, as I understand it. But even then, you have to proceed with caution. Interestingly, Zagreus does not seem like he is tearing up the floor inside. Is the the House of Hades, impervious to the effect of Hades' feet? Hold on. This is important. Yeah. I don't seem to be tearing the ground up in here. Last time, see, look at that there. See, once we're outside the House of Hades, my feet destroy the ground. I'm sure that's deeply symbolic. No, it probably doesn't mean anything. They just don't want to destroy things inside there. So I feel as though last time was an incredibly like, incredibly full of things experience. Like, it is plainly apparent that this game, like, has a wall, a gate, behind which story progression is kept, for a lot of plot threads, and that is defeating Hades himself for the first time. So now that I've done that, all these plot threads that I've been really interested in have kind of begun to show up, which is, you know, a little overwhelming sometimes when it comes down to, like, what am I going to title this YouTube video, for example? I don't know. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of things. Like, do we talk about the fact that Eurydice was like, okay, fine, if you bring Orpheus out here, fine, I'll talk to him. Because Asterius is like, clearly I'm making this worse by meddling. So what if I meddle to a degree that then removes myself from meddling? So I'm meddling, but in a different sort of meddling. Bacon fork, hello! We were just discussing how our brains feel like breakfast foods and we need a bacon. So will you be the bacon for our breakfast food brain part? I'm sorry, folks. This is what you get when you get a tired, silly Lauren. No, but so Asterius is like, okay, my meddling has its limits, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop meddling. That just means I'm going to change my meddling methods. So he's like, okay, well, if I were to find a way to bring Orpheus here, would you talk to him? And Eurydice is like, sure, why not? You can figure that one out? Sure, knock yourself out. Meanwhile, Patrocles himself did not, I think, make an appearance last time, but we did get to talk to Achilles about him, in which Achilles confirmed that, okay, so if we can call my speculating mini golfing, then the term for actually, like, nailing it as far as, like, what's going on, somebody suggested hole-in-one, which I think is great. I don't even like golf, but mini golfing is fun. I'm terrible at it in real life, but it's fun. So I think we could say, oh, there was a hole-in-one as far as figuring out what the deal was with Patrocles and Achilles. Now, I feel like that one was not especially complex, but still, if you weren't looking for it, you might not have seen it until they told you. I appreciate that you can piece things together in advance, but then Asterius will either piece it together for you, or, like, they're good about straight up telling you things. Like, this isn't a game that requires you to get the information when it's subtle and kind of in the background, you know, if that makes sense. Like, in the case of Dark Souls, I don't think Dark Souls will ever come out and just straight up tell you the thing. That's quite anti-Dark Souls. And there's other games that you will get a certain amount of it just basically straight up told to you as you play the game. But there will be pieces of it that you kind of have to put together yourselves. In this case, I think it's like, if you figure it out early, bonus, you get to feel cool about that. And if you don't, they'll tell it to you once you get to the point where Asterius has figured it out. Which is something I think Asterius and Aloy, who's the main character of Horizon Zero Dawn, which is the game I'm currently playing on Tuesdays, they both have in common, unlike Chris from Deltarune, who doesn't have a lot to say that we can hear, Asterius has something to say about everything. And Aloy is pretty assertive and talkative herself. And so the two of them have their own thoughts and observations about what's going on in the world around them, which is sometimes at odds with what I am interpreting. Sometimes, as with Asterius asking Nick's questions about Skelly, like, we are both seeking answers to the same questions, but we are making different conclusions, like coming to different conclusions, making different assumptions, starting in different places, partly because we have different information, and partly just because despite all appearances, Zagreus and I do not actually have one brain between the two of us. I know this is shocking. Yeah, but I do think that in both cases, because the characters are going to have things to say about what happens to them in the world around them, they're going to make sure that even players who aren't like, oh, let me piece it together, will still get it, which is good. Like, in the case of Dark Souls, like, the piecing together of the lore is part of the puzzle, for people who want it. But in the case of a game like this, I mean, I guess you could just kind of ignore the story if you wanted to, although that would be such a shame. But, like, the point here is for everyone... There we go. People talk about... Okay, I guess we do have a ramble, and then we'll dive into the game. People talk about difficulty levels, and how changing difficulty level, like allowing for easy mode or accessibility options would be... would potentially ruin the experience of the game. I am not traditionally a gameplay focused, challenge focused player, but I am a story focused player, and I am somebody who focuses a lot specifically on trying to solve the puzzle of what the story is doing. Like, I really enjoy that, as it turns out. And I've always done that. I didn't realize that was a thing that I did. But back in the day, actually, I'd always be like, what do you think, blah, blah, blah. And I would do this for, like, really, really bad movies and TV shows and things that I wasn't really invested in. And people would be like, Lauren, you don't even care about this show. Why are you trying to figure it out? I don't understand. Will you please stop? And I'm like, I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off. So it turns out I've always been like that. But so that's my jam. The fact that games like this are going to give you all of the stuff that or most of the stuff that I'm piecing together, like, is fine. It doesn't take away from my feelings of coolness when I successfully mini golf, you know? I still get to feel like I did a cool thing there. And if my interest is in feeling cool and smart and look at how good I am, like, I can still have that experience. It's not actually my biggest motivation, but I mean, it is kind of satisfying to be like, oh, I did it, woo. I like that. Yes, things are pretty chill here. Sorry, Blues. I'm just talking about stuff. But so I actually like the fact that other people are going to be able to have access to this story. Now, there's, like, little bits, maybe a few scenes here and there, maybe, like, some, like, you know, nuance that maybe they wouldn't pick up on if they hadn't been paying attention to something else, because I overanalyze everything. I picked that up. And, like, that's fine. But ultimately, like, Hades has a really good story and really good writing. And I really want people who have any interest in it to be able to experience it. That's great. And then that means that I can talk to them about it. And sometimes they're like, oh, I didn't see that scene. But a lot of times we just start talking about the characters and how we feel about them. Which, fortunately, people that I talk to about this are very careful about. Like, oh, you haven't seen something that I was going to say, so I'm just not going to say anything about this. Yes, that is an element of the game that you are playing. Yep. Which is nice. But I like that people can experience this story. I don't need to feel like the smartest person in the box. That's not how that goes. Anyway, I don't need that in order to enjoy my experience or to feel like I did a special good thing. And so that's my equivalent. That's my equivalent of whether we should gatekeep difficult gameplay or not. It's fine if it gives you some, like, bonus if you pick up on something or you can do the extra hard thing. Cool, you got the achievement. Yay, Lauren got the achievement of figuring out that there's no way that Persephone knew that Zagreus was alive. So I get that achievement. I can check that off and give myself a gold star. You all know that I got that gold star. But the game also straight up tells you that, as it should. Because it's the story of the game, and if you want to know it, you can play it. You know? You know? Anyway, yeah. Chaos had something to say. Sorry, I pick my weapon based on the darkness within. Because I am a late 90s, early 2000s emo kid live journal role player. Sorry, folks. Yeah, so other than that, we had an encounter with where we beat Dad and talked to Persephone, and I got a little teary-eyed, and I'm still trying to read what's going on with Hades, but I think that they have set up, and I might, it's funny, like, after, like, an entire game of being, like, I don't like him, what a, like, horrible dad, which, I mean, there's no question Hades is a terrible father. I wonder whether I'm almost trying to give him too much credit now for what they're doing with him, where I'm like, oh, maybe he's not actually, like, maybe there's more to it, you know, because if they are trying to set up, like, basically Zagreus is going to interpret everything that he says and does in the worst possible light, and I am going to be looking for, I find myself starting to give him benefit of the doubt that he maybe hasn't necessarily earned, but because I have decided in my head that I have some idea of what's going on, which might actually not have anything to do with what's actually going on, I am aware of that. Sorry, I'm just having fun, like drawing on the floor with my feet. Like, do you see how this poor floor is doing? I bet I could write my name. I bet I could write my name with my feet if I wanted to in this game. Because you have things like trying to figure out, like, okay, Hades didn't tell Persephone because he didn't want her coming back. And Zagreus was like, yeah, he was like, good riddance. And I'm like, actually, I think he might have thought he was sparing her because she was not happy. Maybe. I don't know. We know that he's not supposed to have an heir because he's not technically from, like, he's not actually from here. So it was okay for him to take over as long as he didn't have an heir. And we know that Nyx used almost all of her power to save Zagreus. We know that she was like, don't talk about the fates with all of this, please, Zagreus. And Zagreus is like, what? Hubris? Cockiness? Me? Never. Would never do that. So we know that Nyx was sworn to not tell. We know that Hades is like, oh my god, child, stop talking about this in this hall. And Zagreus hears, if you know what's good for you, boy, you'll stop talking about that. And he's like, oh, that's my horrible, abusive father again. And I'm like, okay, valid, fair. That's a reasonable assumption to make. However, for somebody who is removed enough from the situation to be able to view it more objectively, Hades was very clearly implying that there would be consequences that had nothing to do with him. Like, you don't know who's going to overhear you if you say that here. Somebody's going to hear it, and it's going to be bad for you, so don't talk about that here. Which is a perfectly reasonable thing to caution someone about, you know? Like, it's a good thing to caution someone about that. But is Hades going to make that clear? No. Is Hades good with people? No. No. Hades is absolutely the dude who is bad with people, and his wife is much better with people and tries to fix that for him. I have done a great job wrecking the floor, thank you very much. Alright, so we're going to try the shield one more time because that's the one that has the darkness. And darkness is clearly something significant. Okay. Security deposit. Okay, hold on. Now I have to remember. Did I actually throw a thing at him? Oh my god, his little very, very Saturday morning cartoonish. Which is a really fun contrast to some of the other characters. Oh, we also went on a date with Dusa, which makes me wonder if there's actually going to be a dating side quest mini game thing. Like, because like Dusa, like, she's on others of note, whereas Meg and Thanatos are over here. Oh, I should probably give them more friendship juice, shouldn't I? And we went on a date, which is interesting because like you don't get the option to ask her out on a date or not. You can talk to her, you can choose to initiate a conversation with her, but Zagreus himself chooses to ask her out. And I don't know exactly what his deal is as far as that. Like, I really don't know. She's clearly flustered. She has gotten to the point now where she's like a little less. So she's like, instead of calling him like a prince, she's like Zagreus. Like she thinks she's calling him by his name. She's sounding like she's like, yeah, I guess I can call you by your name now, can't I? Because we went on a date, didn't we? It's very cute. She's very cute. I do like her. Anyway, I think, is there anything I'm forgetting to mention? Persephone, Hades, Achilles, Orpheus and Eurydice, Dusa, Thanatos was like, hey, like, leave me out of whatever's going on. I'm just gonna stay out of your way while you try to deal with your stuff. Did I change my keepsake? I don't know. What is my keepsake? That is a good question. You know what's hilarious, and I will freely admit this, is that I think that Meg's keepsake, the one that took me the longest to get, that I didn't think I was ever going to get because the game was like, oh, you didn't want to give her friendship juice? Well, screw you, Lauren. I think that's going to be my favorite keepsake. I think it's a perfect fit for me. Because, like, gameplay-wise, I finally, like, feel like I've, like, settled into what I need out of playing Hades to do well. So we could go through and do some more of these just for fun, for funsies. Miss Jokeroo. Oh my goodness. Hello. It sounds like you've been doing really well then. It took me longer than that, I think, to beat Redacted. 3 times. I think I've done it 3 times now. Twice in a row. But don't get used to it, folks. 3 times, twice in a row. This is 3. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit slow today. So, Vi, the thing is, like, I think you get a thing for using each of them at least a little. And obviously there's some of them I haven't. Okay, so I haven't used Grandma's. I haven't used really any of these except now I know. Now I know what you all want. I understand the appeal of Divine Dash. Well, so it's funny now, having that streak almost makes me feel a little bit of pressure. Because I have this expectation. Well, if I've done it, if I've done that streak, should I be able to do it again? And I'm like, maybe. But I've never been somebody who feels pressure like that. Oh my god, okay, Chrono is speaking my language when it comes to not being competitive. Self-sabotage is a great way to deal with that. What haven't I used here? See, I clearly really like the acorn. And I thought the acorn might be my absolute favorite. No, it's definitely not, but like... And I'm not used to thinking of myself as being any good at the game anyway. So I don't know why. I don't know why. This is a thing that my brain is like, you're gonna let everyone down. Am I a true gamer? Ice and Scream. That makes me think of ice cream. I do like ice cream. Thank you for following, friend, and welcome. So just to warn you about how we do things here, I talk a lot. I will actually play the game in a minute. I am actually thinking about gameplay. So we'll spend like about half our time with gameplay, which apparently I am no longer allowed to say I am bad at video games. So, okay. But we'll also do a lot of chatting, especially about story stuff. We had a whole big, major, giant story everything last stream. It was very eventful. We went over pretty late because of it. And so now I'm kind of like, all right, we'll see kind of what unravels. I like to try to piece things together. I'm really into it. We call it mini golfing. It's a long story. It goes back to one of my earlier streams. But it's very fun, and there's a lot to do. Look, they put the chatty, you can mark yourself as a chatty streamer, and I have done so. So people are warned. No, but I like talking about that stuff, and talking about gameplay too. No, I think it's funny. So then the question here is, so I had thought that having the keepsake equipped would be something necessary for progressing the story and the plot lines that I'm interested in, but they seem to be progressing just fine, and I have not been using the acorn. And I don't know that I have ever used distant memory. No, I have. I've apparently equipped it, but that doesn't seem to have really factored into things. Beware talking. Yes, I think that would be big mouth ahead. Dark Souls soapstone warning. I don't think you can do that one, but you should be able to. Let's see. Time for crab. We don't. Oh yes, time for crab. Why not? Let us embrace the chaos. Maybe we'll go fishing this time. Chaos so desperately wanted me to come visit them last stream, and I did not because the run was going pretty well. Maybe we'll do that now. We'll visit Master Chaos if they summon us. We've got their shield after all. Alright, let's see. Do I feel like being nuts? I feel like the fact that I won with this last time was pretty good. If you dare. Oh, I've never actually... Well, so the thing with this is if I don't think I'm going to actually be able to make it all the way to Hades with the weapon, putting this on means... Well, putting this on means that I could get something for these instead of nothing. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. In the future, everything is a crab battle. Is that... I want to say that's from some sort of old internet video joke thing that had to do with Metal Gear Solid. But it's been a while. Okay, I am correct. Thank you, Chrono. I'm glad to know that my memory for once is not failing me. Man. I'm probably never going to play Metal Gear Solid 3. But I'm glad that I played through the first game and had that experience. That was a helpful experience. Alright. I think this was one that I was interested in. I'm so curious what the other... mostly I just love the fact that they've programmed in entirely new abilities? There's a word for it when it's a thing that a boss does. Patterns? I don't know. Calisthenics. I think I've tried that one. Perks. Yeah, again, this sort of thing is just fascinating that they have that. Or some additional problem. Purge a boon. Just, oh my god, that one's so nasty. thing with Metal Gear Solid is that I've had enough friends who are obsessed with it that I've kind of absorbed secondhand. Choose any conditions if you dare. Get out using the Shield of Chaos. We haven't actually beaten him using the Shield of Chaos, despite the Shield of Chaos being probably, other than the sword, the weapon that I've used the most. I just really like it. Because you see, I talk a lot. And so does Chaos. And when you have the shield, Chaos likes to comment on things. And I relate. Chaos and I would be like sitting like in the Chaos realm, like watching Zagreus on the TV eating popcorn and just like commentating. It'd be great fun. I don't think I would like it as much, no, Chrono. I think you're probably right. But I also like Chaos. Chaos is a character that I like very much. Do I want to try this and get... Yes. Currently, I don't know why I'm getting all the diamonds, but I'm getting all the diamonds. I'm hoarding diamonds. So we're going to do this. I'm probably going to regret it, but it doesn't matter because crabs.
Ready.
Zagreus is ready. All right. I'm sorry in advance, Zagreus. Ah, good to know, Miss Jokeru. Sorry if I might have made an assumption on the mist, but I will try to remember they them for you. Please, if I make a mistake there, and you feel comfortable correcting me, I will not mind being corrected. I would rather not misgender someone. So we do have a lot of folks who do not fit. I said bindery, not a binary, Lauren. Down with outdated, narrow-minded thinking and so on and so forth. I feel like the bindery would... Well, I mean, I guess it could have some relevance. I don't know. Oh, pizza! Pizza's good. I do like pizza. Hold on, though, actually. We should be festive. Let's be festive. There we go. I have not one but two different ones of these to choose from. One that was sent to me by somebody on Twitter, and one that I made for myself because my Halloween costume this year was Zagreus. Let's do it, folks! She put ribbons. Here we go. Alright. Now, things are getting serious. Are you ready for crabs? Crabs.
Hello, nephew. You've stood against the bull of Minos, have you?
Have I?
Well, I must apologize for any inconvenience there, because he was a living testament to my revenge. Long story, boring really, rather sordid too. Stay strong.
Oh my god. Poseidon. What even? What even? He's like, oh shoot, you're friends with that guy. This does not make me look good, so, it's okay, Poseidon. Odysseus is like my favorite character in mythology, and he is also a testament to your revenge, so... I love Asterius. So my opinion of Theseus was colored. Somebody was like, you know, Theseus comes across like he's a wrestler who doesn't want to break kayfabe. And I'm not a person who follows wrestling, but I have friends who do. And suddenly everything made sense. Because Asterius is so good. You know, like he's good and he has this devotion to Theseus. And Theseus definitely cares about him and like lifts him up at every possible opportunity. When a guy who's just arrogant and self-important wouldn't. So I'm like, there is definitely more to Theseus than just the obnoxious, insufferable jerk. Kayfabe? How do you pronounce it? I don't know. I know how it's written, but I don't do wrestling. I don't know how it's said. I thought I said K-Fab. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, for me that made him a more interesting character because I am dying to know because even Achilles is like the whole thing with in his notes in the book, the whole thing with Asterius and Theseus is really interesting. So there must be more to him than what we see. So, kayfabe. Okay, see, that's the thing. Just how it's spelled was not clear. I had to be told that I was saying it wrong based on the spelling in my head. But I got it on the second try because vowels can be very unclear. And just because having the E after the consonant after the vowel sometimes means that the vowel will be long. Just because that sometimes the rule doesn't mean it actually always is. That's true. I did never. Oh no, I think I did actually mispronounce papyrus at some point, but I now will never get it wrong again. That is a difference between me and Lauren from 6 years ago. Excellent, Ms. Jokeru. Well, that is a fantastic topic to write a paper on. Good luck with that. No, Chrono, I think that I mispronounced it at some point again, and then it was like, wait, no, I know better now. Oh, I will say also before we dive in, for those of you who are newer here, because I really like to figure out the story and stuff on my own, this is a no spoilers, no backseating zone. If you wind up feeling like you're going to explode because of the things that I am saying, we have a stream spoilers channel on our Discord set up specifically for that purpose. I don't go there. It's funny, I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn on Tuesdays, and we had a couple of new folks join in, and like they were really nice and hanging out, and then I was like speculating about stuff, and they're like, wait, where is that spoilers thing, because I'm about to blow up. So if that is you, we have an outlet for you, because as I understand it, it can be slightly frustrating. Yay! And just ask any of the mods, and they will give you stream spoiler access if you want it. Hi, Sean! Thank you for raiding! It's time for crabs! Poseidon is like, don't think too hard about this thing. Oh, I wanted the fishing thing. I don't remember what you have to do to get the fishing thing. It is a chill raid for chill people because we are chill folks here. My special is throwing the thing, I think. I think I'm gonna hold off for a different cast. But we'll see. Did I decide to make it harder? I think I did, so I can potentially get another diamond because
You're in my way.
You tell that pottery, Zagreus. You show them who's boss. Yes. Oh man, should I call it a spicy run if it's added heat? I feel like spicy can mean several things these days. Oops, in the parlance of the internet. Eek! No! Throw the thing, throw it, throw it. Yes, that's better. Sorry, Zagreus. I'm trying to actually use the weapon properly. As it was pointed out to me that, that perhaps I don't actually like the shield. I just like the fact that it talks.
What do we have here?
It's called a key. It also seems to have a chaos eyeball. I'm just really curious if chaos is more involved with things than they let on, you know? Just gonna smash everything. Like, this is so much more satisfying, I feel, sometimes, than a Link destroying pottery. At least the scope of it is more massive. Money is... or health. I think we're gonna go with health. Oh no, it's you little guys. I don't like you. Oh look, we're gonna have another chaos opportunity. Yay, I did say I wanted that, didn't I? I guess we're gonna do that. Chaos is like, please. Please come say hello, great-great-grandchild. They kept trying to get me to come visit them last time, and I didn't. Controller. I am using controller. K opportunity. K opportunity. Oh my god, Chrono. Amazing and terrible. I love how sparkly it is. Alright, let's go down and see what they're up to. We haven't seen them since we had some big plot revelations. Hold on, I gotta smash the pottery. Darkness. There's no fishing here. That makes me so sad. So after I beat Hades for the first time and met Mom, and Zagreus wound up very depressed afterwards, honestly, which you could tell because instead of having a million things to say, he was giving one-word responses, which it's not a good sign for the general mental state of somebody as incessantly chatty as Zagreus or me. But it's funny because he came down here. Well, I came down here with him to meet Chaos, and it's super fun because I was expecting Chaos to have some big thing to say, but Chaos was just like, so the fishing thing you do is really cute. You should do that more. And I was like, oh my god. Alright, Chaos, you're helping. I really want Chaos to have a fishing hat. The hat, like the fish fear me hat, and put that on every single head on their being. But I don't really feel like drawing that because that's a lot of heads. Alright, Chaos.
Son of Hades should eventually respawn your own offspring. I recommend maintaining such infinite distances with them in space and time. Even if they are most tiresome, there always seems to come a point when one wishes to be in their presence once again.
Okay, that's adorable. I'm sorry, that's adorable. So translation into plain English. If you ever have kids, keep them in your life because even if they annoy you, you'll wind up missing them. That's really cute. Yeah, because they told us recently they kind of like got distracted by the coolness of this. They got distracted by work. And when they looked around, their daughter was gone. Like, oh, I maybe should have paid more attention to her while she was here. It was really, I don't know. I just think it's really charming. Chaos is trying to give Zagreus life advice, family advice, and it's really cute. Like, this is adorable advice, and it's sweet. It's a lot sweeter than like a lot of the Olympians, for example. I mean, granted, the Olympians are not generally very sweet. Okay, so just like quick catch up for anyone who's new around here. Artemis is my absolute #1 favorite and has been since I was a small child, and nothing has changed. I hate Aphrodite and Ares, and you will hear about that anytime they are mentioned in any capacity. And I think otherwise I can contain myself. Those three I have very, very strong opinions about. But I love Chaos. I love them. And I love that they're being really cute. Yes! Yes, exactly! Exactly! Thank you! Yes. I have friends who, for them personally, their reading of Artemis as gay was really important to them as kids. For me, I have always read her as ace and kind of like demi-aromantic, except there's Orion, and that's the exception. Thanks, Apollo. But I'm glad to hear you say that. There are, of course, we can all have our own, I guess, headcanons of what the mythological beings mean to us, and they're valid. But for me, that's why people are like, oh, Lauren, is Artemis your Hades girlfriend? And I'm like, no, sorry, she's not. Apparently that's Dusa. Because apparently I'm predictable. Look, okay. Anyway, Chaos says, don't let your children slip away. You will miss them when they're not there. I don't know if Zagreus is going to understand that that's what they're trying to say. However, on the other hand, Zagreus is an A+ master meddler. And sure, the other relationships that he's trying to mend are romantic. But he would absolutely... Come on, Zagreus. come on. We can meddle in this one. We can totally meddle in this one too. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship that we're going to try to fix up. I think that we should reintroduce Chaos and Nyx. Have some parent-child reconnection. He is the god of meddling, and I love him for it. As an excessively chatty meddler myself. I wish we'd done this from the beginning. I tend to say a thing and then Darius says it, so we joke about sharing a brain. I just really love him, okay? He's like become one of my favorite main characters from any game ever. Oh, hello, Meowie Dragon. I like your name. I like cats and dragons. Oh man, okay, well if anything particularly cool happens in the Game Awards, let me know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna slay the undead or something like that. It's a very good game. Oh man. I depend on move speed to not die. So my Hades strategy revolves around not getting hit as much as possible. It's one of those things that sounds like a joke, but actually no. There are people whose strategies involve doing as much damage as possible. That is not me. So I'm very good at not being hit as much as possible, but I'm not very good at doing damage. So I like things that let me passively do damage. Dan, hi Dan. Thank you for subscribing again, friend. How are you doing? I wonder which of these I should take. Well, this one seems the most like... So the problem with getting the health plus... It's not very useful against bosses because your Death Defiance only brings you back with so much. So... Whereas cast and special... This is your blob. Do I do my blob? Oh, is it percentile? I thought it was... Okay. Okay. Maybe we'll do this. I'm most likely to survive this. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. The tooth, that's what I was thinking of. Okay. I've spent a lot of time using the tooth, so.
Purification.
See, like that right there. I'm sorry. Oops, I did that badly. This is what I mean, I'm not very good at dealing the damage. Yeek! Okay, something just made an ant noise that sounded like Skelly. Haha. Hold on, we gotta go smash some pottery now.
Which path?
Good question. You can tell he's feeling better because he has random things to say. I don't know if there's anything I can do. I guess I could trade keys for friendship juice, so I guess they do have a use at this point. Because I don't really have that much money to go shopping with, though. So, yes, no, it is really lovely how incredibly versatile it is as an experience. Like, just as with Dark Souls, there are many different completely viable ways, hold on, to play this game. Oh my god. Ah! Oh, cool, I got a trap kill, that's cool. Oh, I need to remember I have a shield. That means I can try to not get hit by using my shield as a shield instead of as a weapon. Amazing. I'm trying to remember, when I played Dark Souls, was I also like, I mean, I know that I had a roll-focused build, so I think I was also of the don't hit me camp there. Oh, yay! Dionysus! Oh, I get to fight a mini-boss. Okay, cool. It's fine. That's fine. Which one are you? Oh, you! I don't like you.
I can't.
No, hit the thing! Oh my god. I think...
Smashing.
Thanks, Agrius. I think I get points for just swinging my shield in the air like a cat trying and failing to hit the toy. Oh man. Yeah, I just use the Dark Thirst thing all the time because I can't make decisions, so it makes the decision for me. Alright, what's up, Dionysus, my friend?
I want you to know something here, man. It's been a bit of a long haul, but you are getting closer to the surface, and you'll get there someday, and we're with you, however long it takes, okay?
I love him. He is great. He is great. I love, like, I really like the cousins that are genuine. Somebody was like, hey, you got to the surface, and then you're back down there. What happened, man? I feel like somebody asked about that. I'm trying to remember who it was. Yes, Dionysus is the drunk girl in the bathroom. Like, that's his energy. The drunk girl who's gonna pump you up and tell you you look amazing and you deserve so much better than that jerk out there, and you're just, have I told you, you look gorgeous in that dress and you're awesome and amazing and you get this, you get this. He's adorable. Okay, so me playing Dark Souls, this was several years ago, and I started playing it as a joke because I didn't play games that were hard. I was like, I can't play games that require any sort of technical ability. So the first stream, I'm like screaming at the sound of like grass because I think that it's something sneaking up on me, like can't figure things out. However, I'm very, very slowly, methodically like looking around at everything, and that, as it turns out, is actually helpful. Being patient, humble, because I was like, well, I'm terrible at video games, so there's no way I'm going to be able to beat this game without like extreme care, as opposed to like, I can handle any challenge, which is a great way of getting Dark Souls to smack you and knock you over and you hit your face into the wall a bunch. That's happened to people that I knew who were who had higher expectations for themselves than I did. But I did eventually beat it. And that taught me a lot of things. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess, because they taunted me with lore. They're like, there's lore, Lauren. Well, I like that. So then I played a few more games that were not in genres that I play. And now here we are playing a roguelike. I guess whatever. I'll play whatever. Sufficient story motivation. I will do it. I love Dionysus. He's just so sweet. He's adorable. And he believes in you, man. It is really, really interesting to me how Zagreus is kind of using them to get out. And he obviously, like, he's kind of been told to do that, and he has his reasons, but it's just, I don't know. I'm gonna hold off on the aid because I'm sorry, but like when I remember that aid is a thing that exists, Artemis is the best. Although apparently Aphrodite is actually the best, but who needs her anyway? Not me. I'm gonna take this. Although positive outlook is amazing. I'm gonna want that actually. I'm gonna take that. I'll want it in the long run if I don't die. Well, if I whatever, Dad.
Here we go again.
If I could take a minute of your time.
Shut up. Nobody likes you. Oh, look, I can go fishing. Cool.
I get the feeling I am being watched.
What gives you that impression? Actually, you know, the whole point is to survive. So like, oops, don't run into the traps, Lauren. What if I just like hang out over here? This is great. This is the best thing that's ever happened. I'm just gonna hang out over here. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry, folks. I've wanted to do this the whole time.
Enough, I've better things to do.
That was so satisfying. So satisfying. So satisfying. That's right. Well, the thing is, Blue Glasses, I've kind of known that all along. But I wasn't quite sure that I should do it. Whatever. Keen? What is that? I don't know that I've heard of that.
Some darkness.
Ding. Fishing. Okay, hold on. We gotta fish. We gotta fish. Okay.
Come on, you knuckleheads.
You watching, Chaos?
Got it.
Yes.
Looks like a knucklehead.
It is indeed. You said you thought it would be a knucklehead and it was. Oh, do you see? He's like, yes. Oh my god, he's adorable. Oh, kinda. I think. It's not the one that my friend John Robert did the soundtrack to? Can you check who the composer is for that one? I think it must be something. I'm thinking of something else. I don't think that's his. What do we got? What are we shopping for? No. Okay. I've heard good things about that game. I wonder what the one that John Robert did was that I'm thinking of. Do I want to drop a tiny bit of money for a little bit of extra health? Yes, I do, actually.
Yum.
Yum. I mean, that's a potion. It's not like going to be tasty like eating a... Oh, is there only one way through? All right. Okay, Zagreus. Onward we go. We'll make up that money. Because, like, I never actually use the bull rush, you'll notice. It involves standing still too long, and I really don't like standing still in this game. But I just really like chaos. So I use the aspect that doesn't actually make any sense for me to use with my playstyle. Because when have I ever chosen playing over story and character? It's like my favorite character of all time. It's Lot Cole, who is not great in combat in any capacity,
All
but
clear.
that has never and will never stop me. He's the best, man. I need to finish that chapter. I've actually been writing something original though, so my my fanfic has kind of taken a back seat for a bit. But I do really want to pick it up. It's friendship time! Yes! Are we ready for wholesome hulking buddy and his giant boulder buddy? Boulder buddy buddy boulder. Boldy.
It's him, Goldie.
Hello, sir.
He's so adorable. Sorry, I just gotta smash everything. You know how it goes. He's like, oh yes, I do. I know how you do. My favorite games of all time. So Final Fantasy VI is very, very, very special. To me, I love the Suikoden series. Have you heard the good word about the Talus principle? Undertale. Although I think I might wind up loving Deltarune more than Undertale when all is said and done. Everything you need to know about me and Final Fantasy VI is that I am working on a 150,000 word plus novelization of the game's story. So, I am, one could say, enthusiastic about it. His Talos Principle is another game that was not a genre that I play. I don't like puzzle games. I don't have any spatial reasoning skills, historically speaking. But folks were like, there's lore. And I was like, fine. And then it was amazing, and I won't shut up about it. What are some of my other favorite games? I mean, this game's honestly working its way up. Alright, let's talk to our friendship. Oh my god, okay, yes, as a philosophy major. as a philosophy major, are you familiar with the actually genuinely little known but very charming and very philosophical game Mythic Ocean? It's a little indie game that I think would be easy to look at it and be like, oh, that looks like a cute little game for kids or something like that. It is not. I absolutely fell head over heels in love with it. I like it does like have some like feel good stuff going on, and it like has like an otter god and who's like chill, and I like ocean things a lot. So actually it was made by a friend of a friend who cornered me at the mutual friends Christmas party like years ago. It was like, Lauren, like I've watched you stream a little bit, we've got these mutual friends and I think you'd really like my game, like would you be interested in playing it? And I was like, yes, absolutely. And then eventually, like when it came out and I played it, I was just like, this is the best thing ever. I got really into it. It's really good. And it has like overtly, like if you actually are willing to dig into it a bit, it has like oh I've read about that particular philosophy before. Interesting, we're comparing these two different schools of thought. But it's also very cartoony and sweet, and the music has flute in it. It's great. That is a game I feel deserves more attention than it gets, so I try to talk it up whenever I get the chance. I recommend it. It's also very sweet. Oh, and it has to do with like, you know, breaking the cycle of like abusive families and like overcoming your worst nature, and it's just really good. It's just really good. Oh my god, Wander Song. Wander Song. Chrono, did I tell you Wander Song has showed up in the thing that... Oh, anyway, I'll talk to you about that later. It's apparently, it has sunk its way into my brain, so... Yes. Yes. It was voiced by the friend that I thought wrote the soundtrack to that other game. Whoops. Anyway, yes, Wander Song is incredibly good and really good. And as I mentioned, it's good. There have been a lot of really good indie games that have come out recently in the past 2 years. Like, Night in the Woods is amazing too, but I feel like people are more likely to have played that one than the rest of these. Alright, Sisyphus. And Boldy, what is up, pal?
Prince, you've been gone for quite a while. Why, I heard tell you made it all the way outside, and I believed it for a while there, yet here you are. What happened, might I ask?
How much are you going to tell him, Zagreus?
I made it out of here indeed, sir. I always said that I was leaving, but turns out there was good reason for me to come back. Not the least of which is visiting my friends from time to time.
Nice cover, Zagreus. Nice cover.
Well, I am certainly delighted to hear that, so long as you achieved what you set out to do. But what brings you back again this way? More than a social visit, I presume.
So long as you achieved what you set out to do. He's like, well, whatever your goal was, you got it. And Zagreus is like, yes, I did actually. Yes, that is not inaccurate.
You're right. I'm back because I'm leaving once again. Something I have to do if I get up there. Though I should be back before long either way, I guess.
Zagreus is at this point like, well, this is gonna be my life. I'm just gonna go up there, fight my dad, die, come back. Go up there, fight my dad, die, come back. We'll eventually get there.
Going to try and make it out of here again and again, is it? Well, they say repetition is the key to mastery, Prince said. Now here, I'll send you on your way.
See, the funny thing about repetition is the key to mastery, as you keep perpetually trying an impossible quest to reach the top only to come back down again and again for eternity. Who in the world is possibly familiar with a scenario like this? Certainly nobody present on screen. Oh man. Always darkness. Always, always darkness.
Certainly, Highness.
I know
Cheers,
that
mate.
I know that Camus is how it's supposed to be said. So when I call the Suikoden character Camus, because that's what I've always done. It's a Suikoden character, not an actual real person who is French. Look, I don't know. Thanks, friends. I've only got one friendship juice. I need to get more friendship juice so I can start giving some to my friends. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that. He's only got 2 hearts. I can do more. Yeah, I have a lot of keys. I have much more need for friendship juice. Thank you, Sisyphus. You're a good pal. Okay. I suppose I should at least try the bull rush. That's not the bull rush. Hold on. Oh my god. This is why I don't like the bull rush. No. This is too much. This is too much. I'm just gonna. What if I just did this instead? All right.
Next.
Hopefully not me. No, you go away. You go away. All of you go away. That means you too. No, you too. Stop. Okay.
Lord Dionysus.
Hello, friend.
In the name of Hades.
The music is incredible. Oh man. Check it out. I could get friendship juice right now. I don't need it, is the thing, because I could just go trade my stack of keys. Humanity so often struggles to relieve itself of cogent thought and cleanly tempered senses. Oh, that's beautiful writing. Yes, the game is listening. That is true, Blues. The game knows what I want. Really, Switch Break? That is very funny to have to keep starting from the beginning again and again to read it. The music is incredible. If you want to have if you ever want to experience a game that comes to a screeching halt because we have to sit and listen to the guitars for 10 minutes, you found your place. We talked to Chaos. Chaos gave us good family advice. Chaos is like, if you ever have kids, keep in touch with them because you'll miss them if you don't. They said it a little less directly than that, but that was what they meant. Alright. Palms are good, but, look at me. I remember this button. Aren't you proud of me? Like, look at all these additional unnecessary buttons that I'm learning. It took me until I think my 30th run to start using the blob button. Cast. Because that was too many buttons. What have I got? I don't have a lot of these to choose from, so part of me wants to just go ahead and get some more health, even though I have a lot of health, so I don't know that I need it. Yeah. Okay, well now I've got lots of health. Ba-dunk, ba-dunk, ba-dunk. Alright, let's get that 5 health we're missing.
There we go.
Yummy. I like that he says things if he's not missing any health and he drinks it anyway. Oh, look at that! Hammer time! Yes, you can replace my bull rush with something I'll actually use. Also, look at this not fighting. Unless this not fighting... Okay, let's see, what are you gonna give me? It is, in fact, turning my bull rush into something that I'll use! Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you, Hammer. The game really is listening to me. It's like, we should give Lauren what she wants. Piercing shot.
Deadlier than ever.
He sounds very pleased with himself. Alright, well... It's been a while since we fought Tisiphone. Let's say it's Tisiphone.
Which sister this time? Think I know what you're going to say.
Murder. Murder.
So Tisiphone is actually a Pokemon. So that's why there's only one thing she can say, because that's how Pokemon work. Oh no, you hit me! Oh, she's a good one to have the shield against, if I remember correctly. In fact, I think the shield in general is good against the sisters. I'm back here. She's not very good at aiming at me, is she? She's really not very good at aiming at me. Tisiphone, you're not doing your job, honey. Okay, here we go. So because of the absurdity of the way she is and how she doesn't seem to react to anything around her, like, because I can't help but wonder, like, you know, does... Like, you know, when she calls him a murderer, is there something that she knows that we don't know? Oh no. Oh no, hold on. I got cocky. She heard me talking trash about her. Aye! Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, right. Oops. Oops. Eek! Oh, that did a lot of damage, didn't it? Oops. It's not boiling blood. She does the same kind of green thing that the boiling blood is. Okay, there we go. Alright. I don't know if she gets faster. She's definitely tougher in the smaller arena. But she is, in my opinion, without a doubt, the easiest of the sisters. Like, I know that I should probably take her more seriously. But I'm just like, whack, 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 whack. And she's like, I'm gonna launch my projectiles over there. And I'm like, cool. Whack, 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 whack. I'm not a very graceful player. Was I using my special? Or was I using...
I felt Aegis shudder.
I was. Oh, I forgot that I have this. I did not use this one as well. I now know how that works, so I will try to use it. I knew that I had another thing. I just didn't use the other thing. Oh, look at me. I'm on electricity now. Bam. Alright. Yeah, I'm not very good at knowing Pokemon types, so I'm glad that some of you are able to speculate about what Pokemon type Tisiphone would be. Because at some point she just says "durr," which is like, you don't just randomly say the middle syllable of a word unless you're a Pokemon and it's your name, and then you'll say like any syllable you please from your name. Okay, let's do this. Let's go up. Dad's gonna be all
I'll just be a moment, Father.
You're not permitted to leave, Tartarus.
Whatever, Dad. You gonna stop me? What does he think he's doing? Go away,
Should I
Dad.
change things up?
Yes, we should. We should probably not use this. I'm really curious what this is going to be. I guess I'll figure it out. Alright. Alright, I might not like Meg, but I sure do like the skull earring. So we're gonna go with that. Alright, what do we got? Shopping? Don't need that. I don't really need any of these, so we're good. Snow Secret Sparklies. Alright, let's do it. I'm actually gonna take this floral crown off because It actually hurts my head because I have a really sad, whiny, complainy head. And it digs in when I've got the headphones on around it too. So we're going to do this. All right. Onward, shall we?
Let's go up. Courtesy of the Pact.
Yes, that's right. I'm getting you new goodies, Sagrius.
Hot up here.
Oh man, everybody loves the big lady in that game, so I'm glad for her. She seems like she's had a lot of fun being that
It's nice
character.
and warm out here, I'll give it that.
That is definitely looking at the positives. Positive outlook, one might say. Alright, so I have, for anyone who doesn't know who's tuning in for the first time, I have a phobia of fire. You wouldn't think that with the number of times that I just accidentally wander off into lava. But I will try not to just wander off into lava this time. We'll see if I succeed or not.
Slam dances.
Oops! No! Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, please stop. Oi! I'm trying to teach myself to use these moves, but instead I'm just not hitting anything. Eek! Don't hit me! No, you stop that! Okay, there's gonna be another round. Oh, there you are. Hello. Oh my goodness, please don't do that. Oh my god, there's so many of you. Hold on. Oh, it's because you got one of these little guys. These guys make me think of in Gauntlet, the little like enemy spawning things, which is the first time I encountered a game that had enemy spawning things. How did that guy die up there? I didn't even... Okay.
Pure darkness.
But this one is piercing, which means I want to use it against the yellow things. Look at me with strategy, folks. I want it to be noticed that I have applied a strategy. Like a true gaming hero. Oh man, let's go get some friendship juice. Sorry, darkness.
On to the next one.
He could have died from lava. Alright. Oh, hey!
It's time.
Hi. I'm just gonna let you win
Let's
this
get
time.
this done.
Oh, whatever, Thanatos. You can't give me cold shoulder now.
This won't take long.
No, it will not.
Eek! Eek!
You're nothing.
You are next.
Oh my god. Is it any wonder these two? Oops, get off the lava. Hack for kill. Thanks, Chaos. Chaos is contributing to this conversation. Oh, sorry! Like, the boy is just, like, over here, like, oh, jeez.
To hold on.
Okay, hold on. He hasn't killed that many either, so actually...
Wasting time.
Oh, man. I'm low on health. Oh, now he's killed a lot more than I have.
Already dead.
Oh my god, that's so many fire bombs that I don't really want. So maybe I'll just let Thanatos have this one.
That's all of them.
Thank you, Thanatos. I would have been fine, but thank you. That's
Well,
very
I'm off.
sweet of you.
Oh.
Cyrus is like, oh, I was kind of hoping we might, like, be friends or something, but you know. Alright. I should get some health. Fortunately, I can probably go shopping for some, so let's do that, shall we? I'm gonna have a little bit of water. Oh my god, what if they've decided to give me the grab bag of doom? Will I take it? Probably. Why would I not? Well, Alright, folks. Let's do this. Yep.
Here's the fee.
Why not?
She's offering an exchange. The dead had better hide.
See if I can use that. Alright, folks. Let's see if we can repeat last time, shall we? I only have 2 dashes, but I kind of, sort of, a little bit, slightly know a little bit about his pattern, so he'll be slightly less caught unawares. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's... Why not? Alright, Zagreus, what are you going to say to this one? Well, so the first time I did this, I did manage to beat him. I, of course, then immediately died afterwards, but I did beat him.
Hey, free money. Whoops. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Sure. Let's do it. I know, buddy. I know.
You're
Look.
just testing me here, right, Charon? I mean, when you place a huge sum of coin conspicuously within my reach, what do you expect me to do?
He's like, well, I don't know. Maybe not just take it from me.
Sounds good, mate. When I rob you from now on, it's just my way of saying, Charon, I would like to battle you to the death right now for a quick change of pace.
Oh my god, I love Zagreus so much. He's such a sassy boy. Alright, let's die.
Settle this like gentlemen, Charon.
Okay, you have gotten cocky here, buddy. Oh jeez, okay, hold on. Oh, no, okay. Right. He has a really big range. Jeez, oh my god, he has a really big range.
I don't think so.
Holy crap. Okay, he's gonna be a lot harder to do. Oh my god, okay, that's good to know that that happens! I don't think I'm gonna be able to get him with this setup. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Because I don't have this is not a good setup for Lawrence. Because I don't have anything that inflicts, passive damage. And that's, in order to be any good, I have to be able to do passive damage. I have to, like, get him drunk, basically, which is, I think, what we did last time. Don't get hit by his lightsaber! Oh my god. Oh my god. That is exactly what I said not to do. Oh, you gotta, okay, so just avoid the horses, and then don't get hit by the lightsaber. So you're better off. Okay.
Oh, last chance.
This is not gonna be it. Sorry, folks. I think I got cocky because of how well it went the last time, but this is not a good setup for me. No! 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 Lucky! Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. No! No! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, jeez, he's impervious. This is not good. This is not good. I got him to his next phase, and I'm so low on health.
He just lost himself a customer.
Whatever, Zagreus. We did okay. We did not get the diamond that I was aiming for. Oh, didn't I have heat that made them do extra damage too? Sorry, folks. I did not look at chat while I was doing that. So if you were watching me for the first time, you might have noticed I am a much better player when I'm doing badly. I do a lot more damage, or I play much better when I'm dying in this game. I get a player skill boost. I don't know if that's super common, but it is definitely true for me. So I oh yeah, I get to give some fish. Okay, well, let us see what is going on here. Oh, Snoozy McSnooderson is not here. Please do not be in trouble. Please do not be in trouble. Hold on. I gotta go make my rounds over here first. Oh man. Well, I'm glad I'm not watching the Game Awards because I haven't beaten Horizon Zero Dawn 1, so I need to not see anything about the sequel because I just started the original not that long ago. And also I'm very slow, which is to say I have not quite left the tutorial section yet. Alright. What is up, Achilles?
Achilles, if a friend of yours were in need of assistance, but the only way you could assist them was to somehow change the terms of an ancient pact Father probably forced on them, what would you do?
Oh my god, Zagreus. Oh my god, Zagreus. Oh my god, Zagreus. Honey. I mean, I guess this is one way of trying to get to the bottom of it.
I would be very careful, above all. Do you understand, lad? I would not wish to make things any worse. How many pacts such as the one you're thinking of are buried back in the administrative chamber there? Even your father can't keep track. Although, perhaps Nyx can.
Ooh, maybe I'm gonna get there, like, maybe I'm gonna go through there and I'm gonna take out their, like, thing and be like, this person has to come with me because I have their contract. Oh, man. Ah.
Nyx, you're right. She knows everything. Wouldn't hurt to ask her, I suppose.
Yes.
Just watch yourself.
I will. I will. I will. Oh, man. Okay, let's go see how this goes.
Such tardiness is oft to be expected from your brother, but from you, Thanatos, you're practically the god of punctuality.
Please do not be in trouble.
My lord, I apologize sincerely for the lapse in my performance as of late. I think my duties following the recent war above took more of a toll from me than I expected.
He's having to make excuses to cover for the fact that he's helping me. Recent war. I mean, we know that a lot of things are going badly for the mortals on the surface. Like, for example, springtime hasn't returned. And we've kind of... We don't know the details of the war, but we have known that there's been a great deal of deaths. I still think that the cult of the satyrs is going to be really significant in some way. And the fact that Hades is losing his power, so he can't do anything about them. It's interesting stuff. But the recent war above is very interesting.
Thanatos, even we gods require rest from time to time. Someday we might get it around here. Once this accursed house is well in order, finally. Until then, I appreciate your diligence. Do not overextend yourself.
This is almost supportive. Almost supportive. Hades seems to believe him, give him the benefit of the doubt, and have some degree of almost concern. Like, don't push yourself too hard. It is natural to be tired. Which is very much not how Hades obviously treats Zagreus. So, yeah.
Thank you, my lord. I am at your service. I'll be getting back to my assignment now.
Thanatos sounds very concerned, though. That was a sigh of, like, Zagreus is like, oh my god, okay, he's gonna be alright. Alright, we have to, pet
The much
Everyone's
feared
favorite dog.
Cerberus licks endlessly at something on the floor.
Thanks, dogs. The writing is just very funny.
You like it when you get pets like this, don't you, boy?
Look at the dog. Pet the dog. Be sniffed by the dog. Yes, good dog. Alright. Hello, renovation. I'm still... No. We might get the Achilles wall scroll. I want that. I want to get the treat jar. Yes, that's the thing. The narrator being so serious about Kerberos is very, very funny. It's excellent. Contraption intricate. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna get the dog treats. I do really want the towel rack. I think it's funny. I don't know what else I'm gonna do with my money anyway, so I want to get the towel rack. That's been on my list for a while. The towel rack, the treat jar. Seats one or more individuals if they can sit. Zagreus, can you have guests if I get something for them to sit on? Zagreus, honey, do we need to like sink some money into renovating your room before continuing the dating game? I'm gonna buy the treats. I'm gonna buy the treats and the towels. I'm sorry.
Contractor, work approved. Cerberus won't touch these things.
Oh.
Though some shades seem to enjoy them.
Oh
fine.
no, I thought it was for Kerberos. What? Okay. Well, fine. I'm gonna get the towels now. I really want the towels.
Well, I don't see why not. I won't be needing these, but anyone emerging from the pool of Styx might like them, I suppose.
Yes! Good, that makes me happy. What else was I gonna get? Oh man. I'm gonna get the wall scroll. I'm thinking about getting both of these. Okay, let's get the wall scroll.
Let's go with this one then. If I'm to keep seeing my chamber walls, they might as well not be completely barren.
Alright. And then finally... Why not? A grown-up looked any bedchamber. Oh my god. Okay, Zagreus.
Contractor, I have another job.
Okay.
What time is it? That's right. Rug switching time.
I love this boy. I love this boy. I love this boy. Okay.
Let's do it.
Alright, boy.
I have this crippling compulsion to commission objects I am never ever going to sit on.
Oh my god, I love him so much. Oh my god, he's the absolute... Amazing! Amazing! If you buy stuff, you unlock more stuff? Hold on, what did I unlock? Because I want to do some kitchen stuff here. Burial. Fireplace burial. Flame wall for all to see in the lounge. Oh, that's right, I forgot I was going to get this so I could put my fish on display. Shortcut. A discreet new western entrance to the lounge. That's cute. What's over here? Landscapes. I don't really care about those. Sundial imported. This is Flaming Chariot not included. JCC, thank you for following. Oh man. This is great. I'm trying to remember. I really want this one. It's the Princess of Crete. Oh my god. Yeah, a lot of the stuff I don't care about. Fated Order. Boatman's Treasures. Okay. Nice. Alright, well, I have a few more targets that I want to get. I know that if I think about it, I'll know who's from Crete. I know this is something I should know. And I'm disappointed in myself for having forgotten. I'll think on it. Alright, let us talk to our emo guitar boyfriend.
I must confess something to you, my friend. My mind still wanders to Eurydice quite often, and my memories of her, despite my best attempts to move along with my existence here. I would call it a fatal flaw, except I am already dead.
See, the thing is, other people would make jokes. This would be a joke. But this is Orpheus, and Orpheus does not joke. Orpheus is very serious all the time. So he's like, I would call it a fatal flaw, but I am dead, you see. So it cannot be fatal. And you're like, oh my god, Orpheus. You don't say. You're still hung up on your ex-wife?
Don't torture yourself, mate. You've been through enough. As is she. You still care for one another, just don't have a way to get the point across. But I have an idea.
Meddling, meddling, that's what we do. Alright.
I too once had ideas, Zagreus. Ideas and inspirations. It was so very wonderful to have a muse.
I know, honey. And we're gonna work on that, okay? Yes, no, Zagreus and I are frequently of one mind, for better or for worse.
I know.
The earnestness with which he says, I know. He's like, yes, I can see this is really important and I'm going to do something about it. I love this boy. What a good boy. Hold on. I gotta get some friendship juice. Here we go.
Fair and square.
I mean, this is probably a good deal, but I don't care. I don't need it right now, whereas I always need friendship
juice. Too good
juice.
to pass up.
Alright, how many friendship juices have I got? I've got some. Okay. I'm gonna give her one. Because we went on a date, and I feel like I should... That's a lot of friendship juice that I've given her. But I might just give her one. There you go.
Dusa, you must work harder than anyone in this house, keeping everything so neat and orderly. I don't think it should be thankless work, so thank you. And I'd like for you to have this.
He's a sweet boy.
Oh, Prince, wow, thank you. Thanks so much. You've been so generous. I think I'm speechless. No, can't think of anything to say right now.
She's really adorable.
Oh, you said it all. Don't mean to put you on the spot or anything. I'm just glad we've had a chance to get to know each other.
Zagreus. All right.
I'm glad we've had a chance to know each other too. Thanks for the nectar. I can tell it's really, really good. Okay, bye.
Oh no.
Okay, bye.
I thought I guess I just don't get to just talk. Usually you get to talk to them too, in addition to giving them the thing, but no. Okay, well, I did not get to progress my story with her, but I tried. Alright.
Freshly caught, just for you.
Here is a fish. Oh, good!
Much obliged.
I'll be able to use that to, Dusa is very shy. Yeah, there's some notably some folks are missing here. Like, Nyx isn't here, which I guess means I'm gonna have to die again so that I can come back and get her involved in my meddling. What's going on over here?
Just thought I'd say hello.
It's actually probably good that Hypnos doesn't get to give me a hard time about this one.
I'm just snooping for now.
It's not ideal. Permanent record. Well, look, I tried.
Remember, hang in there.
Yes. Does not appear to be anything else to do here, but I bet that I'm going to go back there and I'm going to mess with the paperwork. I bet I'm going to take paperwork. That's how I'm going to get them to come with me. But I have to get Nyx's help with that first.
Can't let you in there, lad.
Thanks, Achilles. Alright, what's up? Oh, there's something new in the West Hall. What is the new thing I haven't looked at yet? Oh my god. Son of the God of the Dead. There's Mai. Nyx. The Furies. Rare simultaneous appearance. Hades himself. Who is the Cretan princess? Because looking at that thumbnail doesn't give me any indication. Wait. Oh.
A fine addition to the bedchambers.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh, look at all these things I can interact with. Oh my god, he's like a sim.
The valor of the great-hearted Achilles is immortalized upon the prince's wall, as though it might stir up more courage from within.
I mean, he is inspiring.
Achilles must have been incredible back when he was alive.
He's got that spear. I fight with that spear now, too. Alright.
The ever-energetic prince, alas, remains incapable of sitting still, even with such a supple, comfortable seating arrangement nestled in his chambers now.
More evidence that Zagreus has ADHD.
I just prefer to stand, all right?
Amazing.
Much of the softness of the richly woven rug the prince procured cannot be fully felt beneath his flame-licked feet.
That's an interesting little tiny reminder that, by the way, you don't get to interact with things the way normal people do.
I guess it's soft.
Aww. At least I'm not destroying it with my fiery feet. Let's go see if we can find Dusa, if she does talk. If she did come back. I don't think she did. No, she didn't. No, we missed our Dusa time. That's okay. Oh, hold on. We haven't yet cheered for Kerberos for being Employee of the Month. Hold on, this is important. Oh, okay, fine. Don't let me through the wall.
Look who's officially the best boy.
Best boy. Like, I mean, I know this is probably a good deal. Should I take this? Is this a good deal? Okay. Bam.
I need the Titan blood.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, we've done it. Alright. Alright.
Fated list of minor prophecies.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm doing a pretty good job. Sort of. Oh, just look at all of these keys that I'm going to turn into friendship juice. Thanks, Chaos. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. There's only one more of those that I need. Slashed benefits. I don't know. That's going to be a thing. Alright, so I think we're going to have to try again, folks. Are you ready? Maybe my room will become like all nice. If I do enough stuff with it. I like having the I like having the Achilles wall scroll.
Darkness is power.
Yes, but darkness is not the only power. I have a fair bit of this stuff. I could try to get another d20. Or I could try this. I don't know. I'm gonna not. Because if I'm indecisive, then I just don't make a decision. And we're good. Oh, it's spear time.
Baratha hungers.
Hi, Skelly. What's up, pal?
Which to choose?
What have I not done? I think I'm gonna go through and start with these. Because why not, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them to do. And then what else have I not touched? these. Yeah, that's it. Let's... They do each make a different sound when equipped. No, you're correct. Oops, hold on. It's a tiny bit of their distinctive sounds. See, you hear her voice with that. It's really neat. No, it's a cool thing. The amount of thought that they have put into this is just, it's fantastic. It's a lovely little detail. I feel like I should get it over with and just work my way through these. Because why not? Start with my least favorite and go from there. All right. I should probably try to actually learn things intentionally. Probably.
Hey.
Hey, Skelly. Don't have anything to say to me, I see. Yeah, they've put a ton of thought and care into this game. Okay. I see. Okay. So I've battled all the way out without any heat gauge. I have not, you know.
Don't need to turn the heat gauge so high to earn those bounties.
All right. Oh wow, 100 keys is 1 Titan blood. Interesting. Okay, thank you for doing the math. Blues. Sisyphus, you mean accidental learning, as in like kind of figuring things out as you go? That's mostly how I do things. But I mostly just mash buttons, honestly. So I'm like, maybe I should actually try to learn strategy. I'm really curious about these. Really curious. Very curious about this one too. But not enough to do it, I don't think. The benefits packet? Or the extreme measures? Thing is, it's only going to make a difference for the ones that I'm less likely to get to. So I would probably use it on a weapon that I haven't gotten so far with heat on and go from there. All right. I think I'm going to do it without any heat.
Again.
See how it goes. Oh, I thought I said that I was going to get a Zeus boon. Or not a Zeus boon, no, I was going to get an Aphrodite boon. But instead of Aphrodite, I got a hammer.
To fix up this spear.
Okay, here's what I've never had before.
Good as new.
Take that. All right. All right. Oh, there you are. Where's the bad guys? Where are the bad guys? Where'd you go? There you are. There you are. Okay, well that was my fault. Oh, look at that. Trap kill. Cool, I'll take it. Alright, okay, here we go. I did. I did choose her, so it makes sense that, here we go.
Something has stirred within your heart, dearest. Oh, I can always tell. A certain kind of love for family? Yes, that must be it, I think. What could have transpired with you,
That is really interesting, actually. That is really interesting. So Aphrodite is picking up on the fact that he has filled his heart with love for his mother. And she doesn't have any way of knowing what it is, but she can see that. She can tell that. And she's curious, and she's also a nosy brat. I'm sorry, I just really don't like her. Yeah, I know. For once, I have something to say about Aphrodite that isn't just me grumbling about her. No, look. No. I am a nosy meddler. She is a nosy brat. We are not the same. I really don't like Aphrodite. I really should say goddess of beauty instead of goddess of love. But you know, whatever. She wants to go be Miss Special Special. That's why I'm never going to get a girlfriend. Is Aphrodite's like none for you, Lauren? Oh, man. Oh. That sounds good. We'll do that. I'll see if I can get a higher ranked thing for my dash to do damage.
Heartbreak time.
Zagreus sounds way too happy about that. Oh, look, more friendship juice. We're gonna take friendship juice. Always take friendship juice. I haven't. We'll see if I like it. Oh, short range, they are not kidding. Bing. Bing. All right, we're gonna do this. Okay. So we've got a pum, 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 pum. Oh, look at that monies. Haha. Oops. Oh my goodness. No! Just smack. Smack, smack. Smack, 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 smack. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Okay. There we go. Alright.
Good enough to eat.
Sure. Oh, that did a lot.
Juicy.
That's a lot of damage. Okay, cool. Like literally the only thing I've got, but you know. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll take it. Okay. Bum, 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 bum.
Out of my way.
It's gonna take me a bit to get used to the short range of that. But look at me, I'm intentionally... Okay.
All set.
Learning to use my blob a little bit better. Okay, let's see what we can do. Nothing that I need here. How much money have I got? Not a lot of money for shopping. Sure, why not?
Oof.
Yeah. Sorry, we took some damage there, friend. It's okay, we'll make it up eventually. Hi, Chaos. What is up?
The Charon's eyes of goddess Aphrodite are upon you unmistakably. Although I shall be curious to see if her command over one's sense of love shall have any effect beneath the earth.
Why should that make a difference? Chaos? I do a lot of dash strike. This one actually seems like the one that is probably most likely to be good. Cause like I don't know what I'm gonna do with that much money, you know? Yeah, but what if I want to re-roll something more later on and I can't because I've already used my d20? Jando, we fought Charon, but I was very, very poorly equipped, and I didn't realize how poorly equipped I was. Okay, fine. I will try using my d20 here. But remember, folks, no backseating.
Let's see what else.
Granted.
Huh. Chaos acknowledges what you're doing. I wonder what happens. I wonder what the rest of them say if you do that. Oh, my cast has been very useful lately. So this is just plain more health. You can avoid that. That's just 3 encounters. This is if you want stuff. Just don't cast. Just don't attack. Use the other things. Honestly, I'm kind of inclined to... There's not really anything I want to do with that. So I think I'm inclined to go with... this one. So my boons are already going to be pretty good. Oh, good. Mini boss time. Yay! That's assuming that we're gonna...
Let's go, Doomstone. Lights out.
Whoops! Oh my god, it's doing so much damage to me. Get out of there? Okay. Once I realized, once I remembered how that thing that I took played, yeah, I did okay.
You, your cruel father, Hades, he's my elder brother, you know that. Not exactly the expressive type, but never was. We seldomly saw eye to eye on things.
I could just get some stuff. I tend to do that, actually. I take so much of this. I always take this one. JCC, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my channel kind of does what it does as far as growth goes, but it's nice to have good folks stop by and have a good time here. So I'm mostly here to have fun. But thank you, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. Just get some random stuff. Oh, look at that. Alright. I almost feel bad for how often with him I just... Oh, whatever, Dad.
You really think you can get out of here?
Oh, shut up, Dad.
Think you got me, do you?
Oops. Whee! Oh no, I took some damage. That's the worst. The worst thing that's ever happened to anyone.
Time to collect.
Damnable fools!
Oh my god, did you see they all turned into explosions? Oh my god. Oh my god. They all turned into explosions. Is that a... No, I thought that might be a thing that I could interact with. But no, it's not, in fact. The poet says something sassy button. I want to make the poet say something sassy and tell me about things. That's what I want. But I suppose instead I'll just get some gemstones. Gemstones are good too. Where's the bad guys? Oh, there you are. Get out of there. Oh my god. Whee! Whee! Get out of there. Oh my god, there's so many things blowing up. Yay! The curse of chaos is lifted. Excellent. Good. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. Ooh, shopping. Meh. The skeletal lure would be good if you're in the overworld. Haha! Man, okay, that is a good cast option. Alright. What have we got? Oh, treasure trove. Sure, why not?
All right, wretches, get to work.
Oh, shut up, Dad. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Phew.
There. Satisfied?
Well, that's better.
Yep, sure. What did I get? Not a ton, but I got something, so there's that. Do I really want to fight a mini-boss? Maybe. Maybe. Sure.
How do you do?
Oh no, it's you guys. I don't like you. Oh. Yeah, this is like my new favorite thing. Alright. Sorry folks, I feel like I'm probably not the most exciting person to watch because like I said, I mostly just mash buttons a lot. I could really use some boons. I'm not getting many boons. Here's the problem. I have like one boon. I might go buy a boon if he's got a boon. Maybe he's got a boon. Oh, look at that. He's got a boon. My favorite. Oh, look at that fishing, though. We're going to fish. Okay, hold on, folks. We're ready?
Mine. The knucklehead.
Yay. All right. Well, I guess we better do this.
Give to you this token of respect. Buried though it must have been within the boatman's hoard.
I don't want your respect. You're a bad dude. Okay, Dash against Blade Rift. We started. Passive. That doesn't do much damage, I don't think. do this.
I will keep fighting.
So serious. Sometimes he's very silly, but sometimes he's very serious. Hello, Charon.
Hard feelings about that whole battle to the death thing last time, right, Charon? Especially since you absolutely demolished me. I was just messing with you, you know that, right? Always appreciate your sense of humor, mate.
I don't even know. We don't know. Nobody knows.
I'll take it. That's why Hermes likes him, because Hermes is also the god of snark. He would be the god of meddling. Alright, do I want this? Do I need it? No, I'll save my monies. At least I got another boon, which is on my witch weapon. Attack. That's this one. Okay. It's probably gonna be Meg. I bet it's Meg again.
Nope.
Guess I was wrong.
I'm not. Oh geez, okay. Here we go. Oops. Oops. Alright, Lauren, try not to die. In general, it's recommended to not die. Oops. Oops. Fortunately, she's not hard.
Nice chatting.
Thanks,
Something
Zagreus.
for the mirror.
You sassy, sassy boy. Alright, onward and upwards. Nothing to say, Dad? Dad's got nothing to say. Alright, what are we gonna do
Next
here?
stop, Asphodel.
What are we gonna do
Keepsakes.
with Asphodel? Something else. What have I not used here? I haven't used that one. Or that one. And then a bunch of these I haven't used. Then of course I'm missing this one. I bet that's going to be Mom. Then I'm gonna try, in case I get to her, to have some friendship juice. Because that would be nice. If it's not her, I don't know who it would be. It's gotta be her. It's gotta be her. It's got to be her. There's no way. Which would be a very interesting thing to have equipped. If it's a hair ribbon, for example. If I encounter to meet her. It'd be amazing.
Should help. Until next time, Tartarus.
Peace out, Tartarus. Goodbye, Tartarus.
Getting warmer.
Getting strong.
Through all that, away to the surface.
Yeah, Asphodel. Once the beautiful Asphodel meadows now. Just lots of lava. I'm really curious though, like how did the lava get here? You know, I've at various points in playing this game I've thought, oh, you know, Hades himself must have done that to try to keep people from coming down here. or something has gone wrong. Maybe when Nyx spent too much of her energy trying to save Zagreus, maybe she, like, her ability to, like, give shape and form to the underworld was affected. So there's, like, a lot of potential options.
Eurydice really something, don't you think so, cuz? Normally I'd stop for no one here, but when it comes to her, exceptions must be made.
Hermes, what? Oh man, I sure do love dashing more. Greater haste is great, don't get me wrong. But dash. Double dash, quadruple dash, 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 dash. It's good. Oh, yes.
Eurydice.
They've come and gone and passed me by. Good riddance to all. Farewell to all the earthly remains. No burdens. I feel like I should, because if I'm singing along with her, it's not as much fun. I feel like I need to try to figure out how to harmonize with her. Unfortunately, harmony is not my greatest strength, but I bet there's something that could be done. Maybe I'll practice that next time we encounter her.
Eurydice, can I ask you for a favor here? Not that you owe me anything, but would you hear me out?
Zagreus is like, I am dedicated to this meddling. Like, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, sure, hon. What is it? Though you'd better not be asking for my recipes. Closely guarded family secret. I'd say I'd take them to my grave, but yeah.
Thanks, Eurydice.
It's not your recipes, though they are wonderful. It's your song. I'm sure it'd be a hit around the house, and I know someone who really needs to hear it. Don't suppose you've got a parchment copy I could have?
Your Royal Majesty, you want my song? You are aware it's called Good Riddance, right? But sure, why not? If music's gonna be playing in your house, it might as well be great. And let me give you something to go with it.
What does that mean? How am I gonna, like, is she writing it out? Am I gonna bring it to Orpheus and he's gonna learn it? Oh my god. I'm gonna be the musical delivery boy. Amazing. Alright, I don't even think I have. I think I've got 2 boons. I've only got 2. I'm inclined to go with the delayed reaction. I have such a shortage of boons right now. I'm gonna need to try to track down some boons, like, desperately. I'm gonna do this. I've never done this before.
Hope you like it.
Ooh, that's good.
Farewell to all the earthly remains.
Aw, for me, really, Your Majesty? This will be perfect for my latest recipes.
You know, of all the souls I've ever met, I feel like you put this stuff to the best possible use.
His weary bones, the weight of the world. Okay, so I've put in a request for the music, but she's gonna have to write it out.
Farewell, Your Majesty.
So I have to wait until the next time I see her to get it.
And in the meantime, I'm waiting till I get to Nyx.
Who's first?
Right, I have to figure out how to play this game again. I forgot. Okay, just mash the buttons.
Not a chance.
Okay. When in doubt, mash buttons. Just generally a good idea. Oh my god. Will you stop that? No, you stop that. Oh my god.
Not yet.
Okay.
Saved some for everyone.
Oh, hello, Chaos. I don't think that's a good idea right now. Do I have any money that's worth... Thing is, I need boons. I really need boons. I have some money. Okay, let's see what we can find. There won't be any boons in here, though.
Anything I need?
No. Sorry, Chaos, but your boons are too hard. Okay.
Must be something I can use.
Aha! Grandma!
Thank you, mate.
My message comes to you by riverboat this time, young Zagreus. At least that Charon is amenable to our attempts to contact you.
Does her design look different? Does she always have red on the snowflakes on her sleeves? So this doesn't override my cast with Aphrodite, does it? In addition to, man, that seems really good. Okay. I'm gonna give it a try. Let's see what happens.
Which boons are going to be?
Okay. I see that I can't just go stealing from you, friend.
Should come in useful.
All right.
Here goes nothing.
And we're gonna get another boon out of this one, so this time I'm gonna get an actual boon and not just a bunch of random stuff. Hold on.
Can't do that.
Okay. Oops.
More.
Oh, geez. Oh my god, that's too much. Whew. That's a little closer than I wanted it to be, but, you know. What's up, Poseidon? He doesn't have anything to say. I'm not actually going to take this one, although it's tempting. I want to say this. That sounds great. Dash damage. Okay, cool. Alright, I guess we'll go get a key. That sounds like a good idea. Oops, get out of the fire! Oops, get out of the fire. Oops. I'm just having fun, like, knocking them into... Oh my god.
Over there.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This looks awfully important, but there's nothing there. Just gotta take a look. You know. Alright, things making... Okay.
Where now?
Do I want another Hermes? I've got slightly less money now. Okay.
Moving right along.
This is good. We needed boons. We're gonna get some boons. Hello, cousin? Alright. What is
In
up?
the name of Hades.
Hermes. Oh man. I don't think I need this. You move faster sounds good in general. We're gonna do that. Oh wow, I do move faster. Oh my god. Okay, wow, I'm gonna have to be careful I don't just race into the lava. Is that totally gonna happen here? You ready, folks?
You touch me and I shall have your head.
Oh my god, the way he says the parentheses there.
Not now.
There's your dumb children. I'm storing literally every time. Like, oh no, how dare you go after my dumb child? And I'm like, look. Where? I thought I got all of your dumb children.
I'm empty.
Oops. Oops. Oh my god, how did you do that? I didn't tell you could do that. That's not cool. Okay, Lauren. Don't die. Don't die. Jeez, I died. I hate that.
Oh, back. Can't do that.
Oh. I need to remember that that's happening. Oops. Oh my god. Did not want to have that much health lost. Well, we did it.
That's all the heads.
Yes, yes, you did say that you would get all the heads, and we did in fact get all the heads. Okay, so this is not my best run ever, but it could be worse. I'm doing okay. Alright, whatever, Dad.
They're already expecting you up in Elysium.
Well, good. I did better this time around than last time. No. What am I equipped with? Yeah, the skull earring. We're gonna keep that. Alright. Let's keep going. See what happens.
That's it for Asphodel.
Bye, Asphodel. Time to see what happens here. Oh, I guess I've done this with the spear.
Champions of Elysium, I've returned.
We're gonna brood? Come on, let's brood. Got nothing to say, huh? Okay. That's fine. Oh, we got a hammer. Boons are good, but so are hammers. Alright. Let's see what the hammer does here. Oops! Oops. My goodness. Okay, I took out the butterfly ball. No! Took out the butterfly ball again. That's the priority. It's gotta be to take out those guys. They're really hard. Whew.
Spear's due for a little maintenance.
Dash strike hits 3 times. Yeah, no, the cast is really good. That's what I've got here. Dash strike hits 3 times. I have 4 dashes. And I go really fast. So I'm gonna try that. We're gonna see how that does. Oh, hello. Nope, not worth it. Maybe worth it. We'll see. At this point, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna go all the way this time around.
Damn you.
Oh god, I hate you little guys. You suck so much. Like, literally the worst. What is worse than the little guys? Anything? Where's something else?
This is crawling with these.
Oh. Okay. Just dashing around them is fine. Because
power. Delicious.
Alright. My attack inflicts doom. Oh man. Do my cast even more? I don't know. Honestly, this I think is probably good. I'm gonna go with this. Oh, thanks, Kath. What do we got here?
I'll take this one.
A little top off of the health. Oh, I suppose I could have done actual shopping. Well, we'll see. How much money have I got? Maybe I can get another boon. Zombo, thank you for following. Yeah, I think I need to try to get another boon. Okay, fine.
I can use this.
I don't want it, but I probably should take it. This one's really good, though. I know, it's faded. But I don't want it. You turn into an impervious blade rift. Maybe, sure, why not? Let's see what happens. Why not, right? Who knows? Friendship! Alright.
Would that I could simply leave that glimmer of my past behind. There is nothing for me.
He's such a poetic little emo boy.
You.
Hello. Yes.
Something the matter there, stranger? Or have you come to torment me some more with idle chat?
I have no idea how Zagreus is going to handle this one because, again, as a reminder for everybody, Achilles gave us a little bit of information about this because Zagreus, unlike me, has not read extensively of Greek mythology, so he didn't know what was going on behind the scenes here. So Achilles gave him some context, and I'm really curious what Zagreus is going to do with that because he does seem to be aware that he needs to be careful about what he says to whom.
You know Achilles, don't you, sir? You're Patrocles. Achilles serves us at my home. He trained me. He sends you his regards and love. He says to tell you he is thinking of you always.
I don't know if this is a good idea. But Zagreus isn't. So with Eurydice and Orpheus, Zagreus is kind of like meddling and convincing and sticking his nose into their business. With these two, he's deadly serious because for all that for all that Orpheus is a close friend of his, like, Achilles is kind of, I think, his father figure. And this is very important to him.
That name. So then you've seen him, have you? In your father's house? And want me to believe he said all that? You'll forgive me if I am a little skeptical. In life, I left Achilles, and in death, he left me. We're even. And we've nothing left to say to one another now.
Interesting that that's the same thing that, Eurydice, like the... I don't know.
But that can't
I don't think
possibly
it's
be
like
true.
that.
There must be some misunderstanding here. You haven't spoken since you died?
We haven't, no. And I don't think we shall. But you can humor him for me, I guess. Tell him I'm doing perfectly all right, won't you?
No. I'm missing a Death Defiance, so I might as well get it back. Also, Zagreus is not going to say that to him. You can be quite sure of that. I love when you have something that's super wordy and super chatty, then when you cut to like something so short and concise, it can be so powerful. Like, you know, we've got like all these like big old paragraphs. May his name yet live. It's beautiful writing. Beautiful writing. I love it. Fun little fact for anybody who enjoys writing, who hasn't yet maybe dug into it, being very intentional about your sentence structure and the length of your sentences and your paragraphs and the complexity of your word choice can be that powerful. It's something that, I mean, I'm sure there are people who can figure that out on their own, but for me it was very helpful to study and be taught some of that. It's very effective. I shockingly tend toward being a very wordy writer, but not without exception. R Snappy, did I say thank you for following? If not, thank you for following, friend. Let's go fight a boss and hope that maybe this is going to be a minotaur and not a butterfly ball.
I wonder something, Short One. You keep coming back, but I don't know why. You're trying to get out of here, aren't you? But something's killing you up there.
Asterius is clever and curious. Who wrote this book, The Song of Achilles, that you're talking about? Hi, Sophie. Do you want to come say hi?
You've deduced more or less correctly, Asterius. And yes, let's say there are some challenges remaining once I get out of Elysium. Though I'd best say no more of it than that.
Zagreus knows that he should not just go blabbing.
That's fine. It's good to know you've fallen just as often as I have. I may not be the one to kill you, but I'll soften you up for whoever does.
What? Oh geez, he's so strong. Oh goodness.
Okay.
Stand down. I concede.
Phew. I feel like I'm getting him lower and lower in health. See you soon. So friendly.
Ares.
It's Ares.
Since that you have forged a greater bond with your instruments of destruction there, my kin, then that is very good, and made their altered forms serve you quite well.
Yeah. It's like, yes. Have I gotten this one before? I don't know exactly what that does, but I'm gonna get it and see what happens.
2 blessings are better than 1.
I guess that probably means that once I've hit something with my, oh my god, look at his banners. Oh, how cute. Hello. Yeah. I guess that figures if I hit them up close. Totally have that, more monies. If I make it to Styx, that'll be good for me. Where's the bad guys? There you are. I should probably figure out how to use that soon. Oh, well. If anything can actually, like, survive those. I don't know what just happened, but I'll take it.
More darkness.
Okay, I could probably use some help at this point. That's fine. That's fine. What do we got? Palm or Ares? I said I was going to get boons this time around. I'm going to get boons this time around. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well.
Good.
That's not what I meant to do, but that's okay. Wrong button. Oh, I'm low on health. That's not good. All right.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Sure. Okay. What does this do? I'm like lowish on health, and that will give me some health, but I don't think it'll be worth it, honestly. I am indeed filling out that list. Oh good, this if I survive this next thing will give me some health back. See how this does. Oh my god.
You called? Remember, not a word of this to anyone. Let's go.
Thanatos. Stop helping me if you're gonna get in trouble if it's a problem.
Absolutely.
Resting in peace isn't really so much their thing.
Rot. How many more of these are there?
Oh, the blue things! I think I just figured out how they work. Oh.
He sees me being low on health and he's concerned about me. That's cute. I feel like it's very in character. How many more of them? Okay. Wow. I did very well.
Useless.
Useless? Excuse me.
You're reckless, but you're quick.
That's true. I bet that he says different things based on how you play, and I definitely took a lot of damage. Oh, I got a heart. Thanks, Than. Zagreus loves you too. Alright, well we could be doing worse. We could be doing better. We're probably gonna go shopping, see if we can maybe buy some healing items. Would be nice. Oh, that was a double heart.
Took care of those for you, mate.
Okay. We're gonna get some food.
That's a relief.
And we're gonna get
Pleasure doing business.
Sure. Why not?
The power of the sea.
Hello. Now I have to remember to use that. But we're gonna see what we can do. Alright, folks, you ready to see how this goes? That's alright. I looked around to see if there was any more monies and there wasn't. Hi. Hi, guys.
I have recovered, as you can plainly see, monster, as has Asterius. And this time, we are filled with renewed vigor to destroy you utterly.
Alright.
So we're locked in an endless cycle of violence, basically. I guess that's one way for you to pass the time here in this stodgy place.
That's true.
You take that back about Elysium. Or better, I shall make you eat those careless, inappropriate remarks. Come, Asterius, to war!
Like, he just seems like he's putting on a performance. Oh my goodness, folks. Oh my god, he... Oh goodness, that should not have hit me, and it did. Disappointed. I feel like they're playing differently than they usually do. Oh jeez. I did indeed. Oops. Oops. Oh, he's so mad that I hurt his friend, which does make me like him more as a character, you know? Like, without a doubt, he has a lot of love for his companion. I knew that was going to happen. Unfortunately... Oh no, please, why? Why? Does it have to be her? I mean, fortunately, she's not the hardest to avoid in this particular situation. Oops. Get out of there, get out of there. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Yeah, I cheat, you cheat.
I am still
Okay. I did alright.
Thanks for believing in me, my good shade.
It's my good shade. It's my friend. I don't know why I have one fan here, but I do. They're not as loud or excited. If you don't take any deaths, they're much louder for you. Just the one. Just one. Then. Bye, everybody. Whew. Oh my goodness. Alright, anything good that I can afford?
Bad time to be a little short of coin.
Now is not the time. If it were earlier, I might be like, oh, you know, I bet that I could get some money. But I think in the long run, I honestly think having an actual good keepsake will be worth more than just getting the money right now to do that. You know? Thanks, JCC. Oh, I wouldn't even have enough? Yeah, okay. I mean, I could also sell something. But there's nothing here that I want to sell. I don't think that would give me enough. Yeah, nothing would give me enough. So we're just not going to do that. Oh yeah, so please do not share here. Please do not share in chat what your theories are or what you've known or seen playing through the game farther than me, please. Because I want to try to figure things out or find things out for myself. So please share amongst yourselves. You can DM Chrono. What is with the air up here? What do you mean by that, friend? Oh, look at that. There's like a whole bunch of money over here. Cool. Maybe I can afford to get something. Oh, man. I don't know that we're the most equipped for Styx as we've ever been, but... Yes, and there's also the spoiler chat on our Discord, which if you're not yet on our Discord, you may join there anytime you please. And... join in the spoiler discussion that is specifically reserved for this purpose. So, ask one of the mods there to please give you access to stream spoilers, and then you can join in and jump with everybody else. Where apparently you can both express frustration with my failure to understand something about basic gameplay mechanics, or giggle about my not quite so close calls with guessing what the story is going to be. We're going to go through here. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You stop. You stop. You stop. You stop. You stop. You stop. I really, 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 really don't like poison here. Spoiler chat goes the craziest when I start mini golfing, would be my guess. Oh geez, get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. We're okay. That's kind of adorable. Okay, well, I'm glad to know that I keep you all on your toes. As far as... Oh my god. He's like so not impressed by the rats. He just starts laughing at them. That's very cute and silly, Zagreus. Oh my god, look, look, look. Okay, electric guitars are really good sometimes. That's all. Get over here. Get out of there. No, 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 no. Poison, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It is fun speculating and having people around to hear it and be able to know when I'm like close. You know? Oh geez, I'm poisoned. Hold on. Wrong thing, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. I don't know what button is the unpoison button. I thought that was the right one, but I almost died. Well, that's fine.
I accept this message.
Wow. No. Your boons with knockaway effects. I mean, this is... Wow, I'm getting a lot of these. Holy crap. That's what happens when you take gods that you don't usually go with. This sounds useful. Like, this is not... What, this one? This one sounds good, honestly. Yeah. Sweet nectar seems like it would be good earlier on, but less so now. Well, let's try not to die.
I have quite enough here, thanks.
Oh geez, I'm low on health. I really need this thing right over here, so even though it's not the most, we're gonna do that.
It's all in one place, mate.
How much money have I got? I could just buy Ares. I think I'm just gonna do this. Oh, is there fish? Yeah, I suppose that's true. I don't have that. Where is there fish? Where's there is fish. Fish. Yes, that's what we want. Hold on.
I got one. It's a scuffer, all right.
Yes. Oh, those turn into really good things, I think. Oh wait, no, the really, really good ones are from the surface proper. How much money have I got? Ugh, it's probably not gonna give me enough to get anything out there. Well, maybe. Let's go with the sure thing boon.
Should check this way.
It's gonna be a lot of Ares. Oh shoot! Styx is really scary. I really hope I don't have to have another 5-room Styx thing. You know? Like, that would really not be my favorite thing that had ever happened. I've had to do too many of those, and I don't like them. Okay. The poison is gone. Alright. Let's do it. Oh, no. No. I'm gonna die. I'm poisoned. Close call. Oh jeez. Ooh.
Ares.
Not what I wanted, but okay.
In the name of Hades.
Legendary is nice. Like, this sounds like a good thing. Maybe. Provided that I can use it. I have, like, no lives. No lives. Yeah, so this would be on the call. Whereas, like, stacking doom seems like that might be more useful. This one I don't think is useful at this point. Stacking doom is good. Blade Rift. Like, I want to get this one just for the coolness of it being a legendary thing. Whatever, I'm not going to be able to make it anywhere anyway. Yeah, Prophecy Foretold, yeah. I say I'm not going to be able to, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it at all through Hades.
I'm back.
It's like, I'm not thrilled with this. I know. I'm not thrilled with this turn of events either. Well, we're going to go through the money one, and then hopefully this will be it. We won't have to fight a boss. Phew.
Look at all that coin.
Yep. If we can survive through here, maybe we can do something with this, although I don't know what. At least I do a fair bit of damage. It's just I need to get some lives back, and there's no way to do that at this point unless I get Demeter, which I can't. She's the one who gives life back, and there are no Demeters in the shop. I don't think. I might find a well. Yeah, no, but I need lives, not just health.
Come and get it.
Don't be so cocky. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of money. Isn't gonna do it. The well can give you lives if you're lucky. Athena gives lives, not Demeter. Okay. Why did I think it was Demeter? She must do something.
Cerberus can never get enough of this stuff.
Hopefully drinking that stuff and feeding this stuff to Cerberus is not going to wind up having long-term horrible consequences. Oh, those wells. Okay, so I thought you meant like these drinking things. Okay, so Demeter does have a boon that gives Death Defiance back. Okay. I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
Now for a chat with Cerberus.
Yes, friend. Is there a difference? This one is more sparkly. This one is less sparkly. I'm gonna go with the one that has more sparkles.
Just what I need.
Yes. I have. That's pretty good. So in this case, the God Gauge is going to be super useful for me because I put stuff into God Gauge. I just need to remember which button God Gauge is. That's the Talk to People. No, it's not the Talk to People one. That's the one behind the Talk to People. Right? But it says RT there, not RB. Shows that I know. Okay, do I want this? Cast does more damage. I mean, I don't have enough damage, actually. Sorry, Chrono, I probably wouldn't be able to remember it anyway. I'm gonna go with this because I cannot afford to get hit.
Powered up.
I mean, I'm gonna get hit, but I can't focus on getting hit, you know? Alright, let's do it.
Fang-bearing Cerberus directs all three of its attentions toward the satyr sack.
Yes, I'll try to remember to use Blob. I've been using Blob, okay.
Thanks, boy.
I was so upset. I thought I was going to have to fight that dog the first time. Alright, folks. I don't think this is going to be it. We have one Death Defiance left. So I don't think that that's... I don't think we've got what it takes to do this, but we're going to do our best anyway and see how it goes. Thank you, everybody. Cast's damage is going to be very high. Thank you, Nick. Well, You can be confident in me. I'm not going to be super confident in myself with this one, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I think I've done okay. There are some areas that I could have maybe been a little bit cleaner, but I didn't intend for this to be a run that went all the way to Hades, so let's do it. Practice, yes. And either way, there are a lot of plot threads that are moving really actively right now.
You're not going to stop me.
You know now what you're doing here is without any purpose whatsoever. Even if I don't slay you myself, you'll simply perish when you cross that threshold there. And yet you still persist.
Because sometimes we want to keep... Sometimes something impossible is still worth doing. Sometimes it's the act of trying more than the guarantee of success. That makes it worth doing. That's the purpose. Hi, Will.
I do. Besides, making these treks helps pass the time during the ongoing underworld renovations, and I'll be in tip-top shape once they're complete.
Zagreus is going to have a little bit of lighthearted humor there. That's true, I did make progress on the fated list. Yeah, no, like I've definitely, without a doubt, I have accomplished things that are interesting here. And this conversation alone.
A little more support. The renovations could have been complete by now. As ever, you think only of yourself. But if you must insist like this, then you will find me waiting for you once you get here. Every single time.
And I will strike you down every single time. Or try to. Gotta not get hit by his boiling blood thing. Oof. Nope. Where are you? I need this one. Oh jeez. Is this different? Is this different? Has he done this before? Oh. Oh jeez. Not enough to get through that.
Why don't you tell your loyal subjects to stay out of this?
I feel like he's doing different things. Is the fight going on longer than usual? Oh jeez, no! Oh jeez. Yeah, I should have. I've avoided it so far. Shut up.
Destruction you like.
Jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Jeez, no! Oh, jeez. Jeez! Oh my god. He boiling blooded me.
Get up. All right then, boy. You've stirred my anger suitably by now.
Alright. No pressure.
Come on,
no!
Consider that a reimbursement for last time.
If I had just gotten through that.
Oh, he's tough for an old man.
I could have probably stood up for a little while longer. Oh well. It's okay, we already went over anyway. So I want to do the conversations in here if that's okay. Look at this, my towels are here. I'm very pleased with my towels. All right. I know that we're running late. I don't know. Interesting though, these two brothers, I don't think we hear them talking all that often. Sisyphus, thank you for following, friend. Thank you for joining us. I hope you and Boulder are having a good time.
You cannot keep falling asleep on the job like this, Hypnos. This is completely unacceptable.
Thanatos takes himself way too seriously.
Oh, I just nodded off a little while, Thanatos. I rest easy knowing that you're here. But if I goofed, why, I guess you could kill me dead or something, huh?
Don't give me any ideas. Pull yourself together and quit slacking off. The house needs help and you've got a job to do. Now get to it.
Thanatos is in conflict with himself. He wants to help and protect Zagreus, but he also takes his job very seriously. Meg is not in conflict. She just takes her job seriously. She doesn't care about what happens to Zagreus.
Oof.
All right. Hello. I spoke to
What news
Patrocles.
this time, lad? Did you find your mother once again?
Not quite.
No, I failed, sir. No thanks to father. What am I going to do?
Just take it easy now. You got there once. There isn't any question in my mind that you can do it once again. Your father's acting as though nothing's changed besides. So don't lose hope. You're capable of this.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. The Thanatos and the Secret of Mana Thanatos. They're quite different people, but perhaps they could be.
I hope you're right.
Okay, so that takes precedence over talking to him about his relationship problem. So that's all right. That's all right. Zagreus has other things on his mind. Hello, puppy.
The vicious, triple-headed Cerberus shows some restraint for now.
That's okay. I'm gonna pet him.
Take care, boy.
Who's a doggy, doggy, doggy? Are you a doggy, 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 doggy? Yes, you are. All right. This room is not, or this chair.
No way.
He's like, I'm not getting in that.
No time to rest.
Greetings.
Oh. Orpheus sounds a little more awake than usual. Hold on. Let's see. Is there anything here that I wanted to set up? What were my goals? What was I going for? Nope. Wait, what's the bloodless sculpture? No. I want it to be more homey, not more scary. A cake? Oh my god. Broken weapons from a historic siege? Why not? What else am I gonna do with my money? Do I want to do something with everybody else's? I guess I can figure this out later. Hello. What is
I
up?
got you something, Orpheus. It's a new song from someone who still cares for you.
How did you get it, Zagreus? Are you gonna sing it?
My friend, you wrote a song for me.
Oh, okay, she did give it to me.
This is not from you, it's from Eurydice. I don't know what to say.
I didn't realize she'd actually given it to him. I like you can hear like that catch in his throat.
Take all the time you need, mate.
Yeah. I mean, this song is probably gonna potentially hurt him. I mean, she said, like, you realize it says good riddance, right?
A word.
Oh, I'm in trouble with mom. I'm in trouble with mom.
The featured house servant Achilles.
Alright, I don't want to be in trouble with mom. Nah. No thanks. Hold on, we gotta go give the chef a fish.
Here's the catch of the day.
A couple fish.
Totally worth it.
Amazing. He's so proud of himself. Alright, we're gonna get in trouble with Nyx. So you ready to get in trouble with mom? Because that's what's gonna happen.
How is she, child?
Queen.
Persephone, I mean. Has she been well up there in her abode?
What is it like?
I can see why people ship these two.
She's doing well, I think. It's nice to visit her. Her residence is beautiful, a little home nestled amid the cold. All of these plants in bloom, it's difficult even to describe. And very bright as well.
That sounds quite pleasant for someone who values brightness, I suppose.
He says to the Queen of Night.
I trust your visits are worthwhile for the both of you.
It's very bright. Brightness, says darkness. That does.
Yeah.
That's cute. I'm gonna give her some more friendship juice. Because I've got friendship juice to give her. Alright.
Your kindness toward me is unnecessary, child. You know I have no expectation of such gifts from you or anyone.
Expectation does not mean that you won't receive them, though.
I think of you always, Nyx. You raised me as your own, and I'm grateful for it.
Yay! Okay, I am working on friendships. They're very cute. Not just friendship. So interestingly, the button that you use to give people friendship juice is the button that you use to summon help. Which is when you're giving friendship juice to the Olympians, you make an offering. And so when you call for aid, it's the same sort of thing. So it makes sense actually for it to be the same button. Just a thought. Perhaps this is an intentional design decision on behalf of the people who made the game. How am I doing over here?
Prophecy.
Aha. Legendary boons. Oh, I see. I gained a legendary boon. My goodness, there's just so many of these things. So it is the power of friendship button, yes. Oh, I'm so close to knocking out more of these. Bit by bit. Bit by bit we'll get there, and it's all just money. This one's a big deal. This one is a big deal. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Snow Kitty Kira, thank you for following. Alright folks, well it is later than I usually end. I feel like these streams have been going over a lot and will potentially continue to do so. Thank you so much for joining me, folks. So if you were here on Tuesday, you heard me talk a little bit. I don't know exactly what my stream schedule situation is going to be like. I'm flying home to Texas on Tuesday, so I will not be doing a Tuesday stream next week. I'm going to try to do a Thursday stream next week. We will see how that goes. And I will keep you all posted. So like stay on top of social media or Discord, and I will let folks know how that goes. I would like to continue doing streams. Maybe we'll do like Deltarune optional boss streams if we can't do Horizon Zero Dawn. Like we'll see kind of how it goes, but I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, I've got a lot going on that I need to try to stay on top of. But for those of you who are new here, thank you so much for joining. I hope that you enjoyed your stay. I generally do Hades every Thursday night until eventually we beat it, whatever that means. We'll get there. Tuesdays are Horizon Zero Dawn, which is similar, where I talk about the story and the characters and stuff. You haven't seen me start trying to pick apart story bits this stream, but that is a thing I do, believe me. We will talk about that. So if that sounds like fun, like please join us again. As always, like you can join us on our Discord or follow me on social media. Hold on, I can do that. You can do social, pretend I can type, and Discord. But yeah, so thank you all so much for being here. I have enjoyed your company. Hello, new friends. Welcome. Hello, old friends. Always good to see you again. Take care of yourselves, and we will keep in touch.